Hey everyone, Gretchen Wegner here, anti-boring approach coach. And in our last video, I shared with you a chart that I made for how to take notes on an entire book. And I'm promising you that it's going to be how to take notes on an entire book in just one page. And so I began that process in the last video, and today I want to share with you the finished product. And I'm so excited about this. So first I'm going to share my screen and show you what those notes look like. And then we're going to discuss the benefits and the challenges to taking notes in this way. Because I actually shared what I'm about to show you with a client of mine, a 16-year-old young man. And I did that this morning, and he was like, "Oh, you really made reading a lot of work." So it does look like a lot of work, but when we work hard at something is when we learn it. And I have been very committed to teaching myself the content in this book well enough so that I can teach it to others. So what you see in front of you, I know the writing is very, very small, but what you see is the set of main ideas for the entire book. So here you have the name of the book, Rest, Why You Get More Done When You Work Less. And then here we have a statement of the main idea of the entire book. And I actually took this main idea from page 247. It was actually one of the last paragraphs of the book. And one of my favorite parts about this writing or about this note-taking method is it helps me scan for where in books main ideas are. And then I grab those main ideas. I've gotten so good at it. So in this case, actually, you know what? We're not going to read it more closely right now. You can pause the video and zoom in and look at it if you want a little bit later. But I just want you to see the overall structure here of the note. So that was the main idea for the full book. Here we have the main ideas for each of the 4 main sections of the book, though the conclusion was just one chapter, and so I put that main idea down here, so we didn't need it up here. And then these right here are the main idea statements from every single chapter. So I wanted you to see the condensed version here. These are just the main ideas, and if I read just these, I'd know the takeaway from the entire book. However, it's also good to collect evidence, and so I'm now going to reveal to you, there we go, what the rest of the chart looks like. So to make it easier to read, I made each section of the book a different color. So the yellow color, for example, on stimulating creativity. And then down here are each of the, the notes that I wanted to take away, the evidence that I thought was important from each of those sections that supported the main idea. And you'll notice as we look here that I got a little lazy, like in the nap chapter, which actually was a short chapter. It only needed about 3 different evidence points. But also I was getting lazy as I went on through the book. And I also spent less time summarizing and more time taking notes. So maybe I'll zoom in right here so you can see what I mean about that. So you'll see that here I just have a lot of actual quotes. Here there are a lot of quotes too. Because I was ready to be done with this chart already. So that's what the overall note-taking process looks like. And I'm so proud of myself because I really do feel like I know this information so much better as a result of taking the time to create the chart in the first place by looking at the table of contents and then read each of these chapters, or to be honest, in some cases I only skimmed the chapters, but I skimmed them well enough to fill in these charts. And I really feel like I'm walking away knowing this book and with a nice, easy access to information about the book if I ever want to look back on it. So let's see, I think I've already covered some of the benefits here. Yeah, I read much more strategically as a result of filling this chart out. I was motivated because I wanted to fill out each of the little boxes in the chart. I now own the information much more than if I'd just been skimming it. And I've already mentioned this, it's an easy reference. So the challenges are just simply that, as I said, I got lazier as I went through the chart and I summarized less. And it does take longer than just reading a book, right? Although maybe it doesn't take as long because I was so focused and efficient, especially as I got to the end. So it would be interesting to do this again and compare what is it like to just read a book and what is it like to read a book and take notes in terms of time. But other than these two, there aren't really any more challenges or downsides of this process for me. I'm a big believer. And maybe I will share my screen one more time because I want to show you one additional thing here. I've started the spreadsheet that I'm now calling Book Chart. So you'll see there's the name of it right there. Sorry if that was really loud. Sometimes cars out there sound like they're just barreling me over. But what I'm excited about is this sheet down here is now going to be for the book Rest. And then as I read more throughout the summer, I'm hoping to create more book charts like this so I can just have easy access to my notes for all the reading, the professional reading that I do through the year. So I hope this is useful to you in some way. I don't expect everyone to like this note-taking form, and I don't expect everyone to do it perfectly, but I hope it gives you some ideas about how you can take ownership of your reading and also provide a nice reference for yourself at the end of your reading so you can always look back at your notes. Take care. Oh, let me know if you have any questions. Gretchen@gretchenwagner.com. Bye, y'all.